I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
Okay, send it to me, I will see. Jungkook was talking in whisper until, Jungkook, why are you standing there? Jungkook got startled suddenly while his back was facing her. I was talking with my secretary about some office work. She gave him a suspicious look. Right now in the middle of the night, Jungkook shrugged his shoulders. Yes, so tomorrow I have to attend an important meeting. Shouldn't I keep everything perfect? He asked in a mono-harsh tune. Casey gulped, nodding her head. Looked like she was half asleep and Jungkook took advantage of it. Ryan, you look tired. Go and sleep, please. He said with a calm and soft tune, patting her head and making her smile. Only Jungkook knows how disgusting he is feeling right now. Yeah, I will go. You also finish your work fast. Jungkook nodded with a fake smile. She left and Jungkook quickly closed the glass door of the window and sighed, looking at the twinkling star sky. Don't lose hope, love. Take care of yourself. I'll be there soon to get you back. The next day, Jungkook got ready for the office according to KZ, but his intentions were to reach you as soon as possible. Reaching the place where they all meet, he stepped inside. This place is safe for every discussion because no one can plant any secret camera here, and for some specific reason this room was built by Namjoon's father. Yes, it was made by Ryan's father, who was also a big scientist, but who was working under the government his whole life, while Namjoon sometimes helped the government in some circumstances. Jungkook saw his hyungs already there except Jimin. Jimin being a secret agent, he can be available every time and everywhere. Jungkook, is everything okay? Namjoon asked, gesturing to KZ that living under his roof, his home where his beautiful life partner should be staying. Jungkook nodded. Yeah, nothing specific, and her behavior is okay. As she knows the only thing that I have gone to the office. I checked my way, and no one was even following me. Namjoon sighed in relief. Namjoon, what info were you talking about a while ago? He asked because Namjoon said he will explain when Jungkook will be here. Namjoon kept a file in front of them that probably have some prints in them. Last night, Jungkook sent me these pictures that he secretly got from KZ's purse. He one by one kept them in front, separating them. These ones are picture of the area they are specifically supplying the chemical right now. Now it's easy for us that we know the place. We need to get a legal team first with us to go to that place, but we need to follow some precaution. What type of precautions? The chemical they are supplying is not a simple chemical. An explosion blast over that place can take over the whole forest. Then gasped. Namjoon placed other pictures upon the first one. They have many innocent people whom they are using as slaves. We can make the mistake of putting them in the situation. We need to be careful about the security too. And last but not least, he kept only one picture in front of them. Jungkook's heart started to beat fast as his eyes never left that picture. KZ especially has this picture separately. That means this person is somehow special. This looks like a girl in a truck. Why does she look familiar? I know, right? I also thought the same. Jungkook was now giving attention to their talks. He picked up that picture last night that he just sent them to Namjoon quickly. He didn't pay much attention to every picture. That day Vine wasn't wearing these clothes when I left, and I haven't even saw her wearing this type of clothes. She never does, but KZ does. Their heads snapped up to Namjoon. He's right, that we found KZ in hospital wearing the same clothes Vine were wearing in the morning, right? Jungkook nodded quickly. So that means she exchanged her clothes. She wore Vine's clothes and made her wear her own. Jungkook's head started to shake. That means she is my Vian? Namjoon patted his shoulder. She is probably, and we hope so. Then Hyung, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Jungkook said, glaring at the pictures. Those glares were for that person who is doing all this, playing with an innocent life. We should leave and get ready until the government will send a team for us. Jungkook was ready to leave, but Namjoon caught his arm. You are forgetting your identity, Jung. After a few hours, a special force team was sent for help. Namjoon discussed everything with them. Authorities gave to each of them to protect themselves, and every one of them had a training of firing in the past. Because of their connections with the government and high authorities, the special team superior Kang brought them to a secret camp near the forest area they have to go to, and it was already the middle of the day. They have to complete the mission before the night or it will be more difficult because Because the presence of unlimited aluminum nitrate, they have to make the area restricted for every work. Kim, our force has almost 20 people and 6 you, so we have 26 people here. That area is protected by the well-trained guards, so we need to place 2 to 3 snipers near the area to make the way clear for us. Otherwise, the guards who are standing down on the territory part of the area, we need to silently take them down. And then our first task is to collect those innocent people and make them secure away from the chemical cottage. They will try to bring some people to their cottage, making them hostage to protect the chemical. All of them were listening to Kangwoo so carefully. He and his force were wearing all black dresses in their hand and on their right leg with a knife on the left side of vest. They were wearing black cloth masks to hide their identities. Kangwoo provided the same outfit to boys to wear it. After getting ready, they all sat in double cabin vehicles because the area was hilly too. Then Kangwoo gave a walkie-talkie to boys to contact each other because there were barely some signals in there. Forest area in the north, long trees making anything barely visible. They all were giving to do their best, but they do remember that they don't know the mastermind yet. And what will they get after kidnapping Vayan? They also need to find these answers. Jung was looking fearless. His face was emotionless, but from inside he was only praying you to be okay. Kangwoo was waiting for his snappers to signal them to move forward as they were targeting guards standing on roofs. Hello, Agent 11 reporting, Captain. Or one of the snappers talked on walkie-talkie to Kangwoo. Yes, any news? Over. Captain, there are almost 10 guards standing on roofs and more than 30 on land. Over. What about the people there? Over. Captain, people are working. They have made a and some guards are loading the boxes on the people's shoulder and telling them to bring it to cottages. There are almost 5 cottages in circle. Over. Great, shoot the roof guards in a minute without any movement. Over. He finally ordered. Their 3 snappers were ready and they completed the order. Captain, task completed. Over. Kangwoo gave a thumbs up to his 4 soldiers to be ready. Well then, now come down here. We are going inside the territory. Over. Kangwoo gestured his men with his fingers to spread in 5 directions because there are 5 cottages. Chungshi, Namjoonshi, Jinshi, you guys follow me, and Yonggishi, Jehovshi and Tangshi follow Robin. He said and took a leaning position with gun, ready to shoot and walked slowly as others followed him. Jungkook looked at his footwear. 2 bodies were on ground shot by snappers. Now they were just 2 steps away and the first task was to save innocent people. On my count to 5, start shooting. And Agent 2, Agent 9 and Agent 5 collect people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As he said 5, they started to shoot guards standing there. Jungkook looked around trying to find you. He saw the agents saving people and collecting them aside. He saw a guard running to him. Jungkook leaned down to dodge his kick and with one punch guard was down because the punch was not from a normal human hand but a metal hand of a humanoid robot. Jungkook ran towards people to ask them about you. He noticed most of them were not Korean. Excuse me, have you seen my wife, Vayan, John Vayan? That person shook his head. Jungkook huffed as he saw a girl looking in its direction. He looked at her poor, appetite figure. Then he saw his young fighting with guard. He decided to help them, but Mr. She called his name. Jungkook turned and pointed at himself. She nodded and gestured for him to come close. Jungkook walked to her as the agent was standing beside them. Yes, dear. She gulped and pointed her finger to a cottage. You are Vayan's husband? She asked because yesterday Vayan has told her that he will come. Jungkook's eyes widened and he nodded quickly. Yes, dear, I'm Jungkook, John Jungkook, Vayan's husband. Where she is, tell me please. He held her baby hand, she said with her pointed finger. There, they kept her. Jungkook gulped and patted her head. He ran toward the cottage that the little girl pointed to, but an agent stopped him. Mr. John, stop. What if it's a trap? Jungkook didn't hear him properly and opened the cottage door and entered. He saw the cottage was full of boxes. Looked like these boxes were ready to smuggle somewhere. He diverted his attention to the noise coming from a little far. He walked to the place, his eyes widened as he saw Vayan tied with ropes. Her eyes were teary and swelled because of crying continuously. Vayan, he called her name, but she was rapidly shaking her head as she was stopping him from coming close to her. Her mouth was tied with a cloth too. Vayan, Love, I'm here. Hyungs are here. And the agent too. They have saved people. He was slowly walking to her, but she was wiggling her legs and shaking her head. He leaned, putting his one knee on the floor in front of her. He looked in her eyes. She was screaming something inside her. He quickly removed the clothes from her mouth and was about to hug her. But Jungkook, no, she said, choking on her tears. Jungkook looked at her confused. Why, Wine? I told you everything will be okay. No, Jungkook, no, go from here, run, go. She said, begging. Jungkook tried to move his hand to her shoulder, but she backed off. Jungkook, don't touch me, just run away. Why, Wine? What happened? He was looking at attire. She was wearing a jacket. In this season, a jacket? Wyan, why are you wearing this? Who made you wear this? As she was tired, he knew she wasn't the one who had wore it. He looked in her eyes. Wyan was giving him directions silently. Jungkook, just run away. Jungkook noticed she was intentionally repeating words, but she was saying something else. He slowly pulled the jacket up and gasped with shock. Mom was tied with her vest. That's why she was telling him not to touch her. Jungkook, don't, Jungkook. Jungkook, move away. Do you think I'm a fool? Why will I leave you alone here? Wyan, calm down. Calm down, we have Captain come over here and Hyungs too. We will find a way to dispose it. He caressed her cheek, but she didn't stop crying. No, Jungkook, you can't. This is controlled by remote. She will press it. Now Jungkook has stopped his movement. What do you mean by she? Wyan tried to stop crying and controlled her tears. That girl who brought me here, did you see her face? He asked, knowing the girl should be KZ. If he's right, then she knew they were going to come here. No, I didn't see her face. She was wearing a mask. Jungkook looked down and decided to call the captain from his walkie-talkie. Captain Kang, I found Wyan in the third cottage, but she is tied with a on her waist. Please come fast. I'm just there, Mr. Jun. Just a minute. By his voice, it seemed like he was fighting with some guards, but they were already so less. But didn't you almost finish them, Captain? Yeah, we did. But suddenly from now here, other guards came up. He sat breathing heavily. Jung was sure now that KZ knew they were going to come here. Wyan, honey, be strong. I know you are the strongest. He caressed her cheeks, pecking her forehead. Looking at the moon, he turned on his robotic hologram that RM has fixed in its lens. If that can help him in checking the bomb name Amunal. It's an actual bomb class 2 oxidizer, ammonium nitrate and based USGS 2000 mixture of ammonium nitrate and fuel oil, commonly known as ANFO. Jungkook's head started to hurt because this type of explosive is used in mining. I'll not spare your life, KZ. I'll kill you with my own hands. Jungkook, who is KZ? When asked with curiosity, Jungkook was about to tell her, but I'm KZ. You flinched at her voice. Jungkook looked behind the shelf from where he heard her voice. So you know, he hears her chuckling sarcastically. Well, John, forgot who I am. KZ play with people. People don't play with me. And if you try to do, boom. She laughed now coming out from behind the shelf, but she was still wearing her mask. Wyan was confused about who she is and why she is doing all this. Chung chuckled in return, making KZ angry and confused. Jack Clay, you can't even show your face and reveal your identity. What type of player are you? He intentionally do this to distract her with his talk. He punched boxes beside her. Shut up, John. You don't know what I'm capable of, she said, growling. You're only capable of hiding your identity from everyone, like a scaredy cat. Wyan was sitting watching her husband talking with the woman who kidnapped her. Jungkook, you know her. Who is she? Jungkook looked at Wyan and then at KZ. But what would he say? Because according to Wyan, his memories are lost. He can't say she is one of them who kidnapped him first and now. Yeah. KZ was quiet too, waiting for Jungkook's answer. She's doing illegal work in her country. Yeah, she's a criminal. He sighed about finding the right answer. What type of illegal work? You were not moving, just sitting there all tired, looking at your husband and that girl. They smuggle ammonium nitrate in form of chemicals and also use poor people as their slaves. Wyan already had hatred for this girl because a while ago she slapped Mari, who was not leaving Wyan's side, but now Wyan was hating her more. Jungkook, do something. You said in a pleading voice, but you didn't cry. Jungkook again sat beside you, ruffling your hair back from your face and pecking your forehead. On just a few more minutes. Seeing this, KZ started to burn in anger the way Jungkook cared for Wyan. Pecking her face, continuously saying sweet words to her repeatedly. Just then, the cottage door opened with bang voice, and Captain Kang Woo with Jungkook's Hyungs and other agents entered with their pointing in KZ's direction. Casey, right? I'm warning you to surrender right now, otherwise consequences will be bad for you. Casey laughed at his words, looking like a mad woman. You think I'm that dumb? No, because I have already planned everything. He showed a remote in her hand. I have to press this button and boom. You all finish. He laughed like a maniac. Jungkook gripped your tied hand and dropped. You can't open your legs and arms without any confirmation. What's that remote? Your sister is wearing a emerald on her vest. This button is for that. Now if you try to catch me or trick me, then with your sister you all will go to heaven. She smiled like a devil. Her eyes were showing her evilness.